build first, think later. I mean, we are so steep in our, this whole concept of thinking through things that we don't enjoy, we don't really give into the joy of doing things at the spur of the moment. So there's this opportunity where we have to design a wonderful looking retail space at IFJ exhibition. The contractor scooted looking at our designs. So what we did was that we got all the recycled material that was available on the site, just stacked it up in an odd sort of a way. That's me, that's Santha, and a few other people in the studio doing it. We got involved in the whole process. We created something, and with the benefit of hindsight, we went back and actually created a concept for it, which sells just as well. Next, please. We have to admit to ourselves that we are not here to change the world. There are only so much that you can do. So with the SRA project, this is what we can create and nothing better. And that is the essence of what architecture profession is, and that's what we admit. For us, pragmatism beats idealism anytime. Next. While we do this, we still have a healthy disregard of conventions, how people do things or have been doing for a long while. This bizarre-looking facility is actually a biomedical or biotech college that we are adding to our existing campus. Now, we've used references from plants, we use references from animals, we use all kinds of things, and pasted it all over the facility. It makes it exciting to the students, gives it a certain brand identity, a value to that project, and it does not conform to any priori notions of an education facility is to be like or has to be like. So that's again something that we pride ourselves in doing. Just ask questions, and you never know what the result is going to be. Next, please. We have to admit that using FSI equations, maximizing or optimizing the square footage that you can achieve in a building can leave you with a dabba. Now, there's only so much you can do in terms of mystifying a dabba. It's a dabba finally, okay? And if you put a skin around it, that still gives you an opportunity to have some fun. So here we have married some contemporary sensibility with some local traditions and created a gift wrap offering, as we say, to the Hinjewadi area in Pune. It's not always that we know the client's needs. There are a lot of times we discover or create needs or give meaning to our existence, as it were. So here is this idea of flat packed, knockdown system for education facility furniture. And we got roasted by the jury for this, and they were completely unconvinced of the fact that there was need to create furniture like this in the first place. But we think that there is, and you can pack a whole school in a truck and carry it to a place. Nobody told us there was a need to do that, but we discovered a need and responded to that. So that's how we think. Next. Budget remains incidental. I mean, it should not take away from the joy of doing architecture. It should not take away from the joy of doing design. And sometimes we advocate that one should go with a broad brush, okay, and not think too deeply about subtleties. So this is one such project where we had like 300, 400 rupees a square foot to work with, a shelf life for the project, and we carried that brand, that logo all over the walls, pasted it on the ceiling, pasted it on the walls, on the outside facade. Had a lot of fun with that. Also, people who visit the place, they like it. Next, please. Small stuff. While you do the big things, the small stuff also matters. And again, it's that ability to look at the macro level and go down to the micro level and also have derive joy and excitement out of that is something that defines our practice. So you can see it here. I mean, there's a telephone dial shaped table. There's tables that encourage you to kiss your neighbor. There is something that asks you to sit down on this seat, which is probably designed for dummies, but nevertheless. And rather exuberant looking school benches. So ideas that are tiny but make a great impact. Next, please. Devoted as I am to my wife and actually partner of 18 years, and this is probably the only kind of promiscuity that I would advocate here. There is nothing that we don't do. I mean, there are projects that are generative, that using parametric modeling. There are projects that are modernist, that are clean. There are projects that have a strong green agenda. There are projects that look like Pratapgarh marrying Mykonos in Greece, but that's also okay. And it's that kind of flexibility that we have in our approach, and that's the kind of excitement that we have of flirting with different kinds of ideas and bringing that to our work that defines us in many ways. So this is something that nobody taught us. there's this wonderful old structure. This old structure has weathered the ravages of time. There was a nice tree growing on the front facade, right-hand corner bottom. This tree was unfortunately cut by a contractor, and therefore that tree was evoked inside. So storytelling is a good way to connect with clients. Next, please. Just to break cliches, thinking inside a box. Our out-of-the-box workstation comes in a box and can open all the two parts. Next. We keep the practice sustainable. Top of mind recall for us, as for a sustainable practice, is the ability to pay your bills at the end of the month. And we do a whole lot of projects to do that. And we never call it work. Never ever call it work. Because, frankly, if you're having so much fun, why do you want to call it work? Thank you.